Okay, so as promised, let's take a quick look into my digital workflow. Yours will vary. You need to find what works for you. So for me, my digital asset management software I use is Lightroom. This is just kind of out of habit. I used to be an Aperture user and I got rid of Aperture and I fully moved to Lightroom, and now I'm kind of just in it. I'm not promoting it in any way. There's lots of free software or other software out there that does very similar digital asset management. So this is just my workflow, just as an example. So the first thing I do when I come home from a shoot is I use a card reader, an external card reader, plug it in and pull those files in. Now I want you to look over here and just see how my files come in. First of all, in your camera, you can actually change the file name. For me, I use my initials plus a random generated number that goes in order. I have my copyright and creator information installed in my camera, so it's automatically attached to the metadata. Check to make sure that your date is correct, and so forth. Now, where do these files actually go? Well, for me, they go onto a hard drive that I have labeled Final Cut and Lightroom. And then you'll see these different years. So I organize everything by year for me, and then I do year, month, and day. That way it's nice and clearly organized. So I can find everything from December, I can find everything from October, and so forth. So these are all the photos taken on the 1st, these are all the photos taken on the 2nd. You will notice that I am shooting in RAW plus JPEG. If we come back into my Photoshop catalog, I will point out that this catalog is just 2025. I like to keep my catalogs relatively small, so I'll probably keep this one for about 6 months and then make like a 2025 part 2. Partially because once they get a lot of stuff in them, they can get slowed down, these Lightroom catalogs. It could be slow to pull up smart previews. I'm afraid of corruption on that as well, so it's just, for me, it's better to keep them small. So once they're all in there, what I'll do, just quickly show you, is I'll kind of go through and I'll just quickly star anything that strikes my attention while I'm going through. And I'll just star them like 3 stars out of habit, like that. And then what I'll do is I'll go and I'll look at all my 3 stars and I'll go through and I'll process them. If I land on a final process that I like, I will go ahead and mark it 5 stars. And then I have a whole set of 5-star photos that I like from that shoot. What I'll then do is I'll select them all and I will export them. Now, I don't keep my JPEGs on my computer. I upload them elsewhere at full size, so I have them off-site. I also, I will keep the raw files. They're on my hard drive. I also upload them as well to have a secondary backup. But for my JPEGs, they're just temporarily on my computer. So I will go ahead and make a folder, and I usually don't do a custom name because I will rename them where I land them. And then I want to just kind of keep them at full size. These are the JPEGs that I'm done with, that I'm happy with. So I'm gonna export them. They're gonna go onto my desktop, and then I will upload them. So some places that you can keep your JPEGs, there's Dropbox and Google Photos, I think, does it. I like to keep, I've had Flickr since 2004, so my entire Cognizant life is up there. So for me, I put my final JPEGs up there, and I keep some of them public and a lot of them private, just so I can sort through them later. It's easy for me because I can search by metadata or what I've named them and so forth. So again, that's up to you. You find a solution that works for you. Self-storage, having your own server is a great way to do it because you can trust that it's yours, and account-based things like Flickr can be a little scary. But for me, JPEGs, I don't really think about too much because I have my raw files saved elsewhere. So if I ever want to go back and re-edit, I can do that. So that's it. That for me, it's a pretty straightforward digital workflow. It's not very complicated. So find what works for you. Just make sure that you're putting as much data in there as you can, and keeping things as organized as you can in a way that makes sense for you.